Scorpio, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading. That is your 3-month overview, October, November, December. I hope you're well. I hope you're fabulous. We're going to start by going over the board I'm using for you and all 12 signs. That way we're on the same page. And just to note, this is not a tarot layout. It's the board I used for the 3-month overview. We'll start by taking a look at you for the month of October. 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah? And then, of course, November, 11, Justice. Following up with December 12th, the Hanged Man, or Perspective in this deck. Also, I like to take a look at those energies I think are kind of important, such as the Sun, happiness. Are we on point with it? Are we feeling it? Are we loving it? Or perhaps our idea of happiness and sunshine is changing. That happens all the time. The Tower. Anything unexpected over the next several months we should be made aware of. Like always, take what resonates, leave what does not, but do keep in mind this is largely future-oriented. That being said, here at the tail end of September, do you have an idea of what to expect over the next several months? Sure, of course you do. But we're here to see the unexpected in as much as receive confirmation for the stuff we already feel about, you know? Ideally, I see a mixture of both. Also, you know, I think it's a huge advantage to look at months in advance. Yes, absolutely. But also be prepared for the fact that because you're a human being, you're going to have a diverse life. What I see for you in October may not necessarily relate to November or December. Very rarely do I get one subject that's linear. It jumps around. If you want to see an example of that, Capricorn had a beautiful example of what it's like when clearly they're not succinct. Okay, and sometimes, yeah, I do see points of connectivity as the months flow into each other. Sure, that happens as well. My point is I will do my best to clarify and draw the points home as needed, as necessary. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at you for the month of October. Show me Scorpio in October. Oh yeah, but some people can get really enraged by the 3-month overviews. I don't understand anything that's going on. Well, go back and look at it month by month and kind of see for yourself how the subject breaks up, you know? Or perhaps simply you don't resonate with it. That's it. I think it's an advantage, like I said, but some people say it's just too much. Oh, that's why we're here. You know, that's why we're here. Show me Scorpio in October. Let me know if you are an October Scorpio or November Scorpio. I'm always surprised by how many birthday twins I have. November 19th. Let me know if that's you. Show me Scorpio in October. 5 of Pentacles, Page of Swords, 9 of Pentacles. Really? No kidding. The World, Queen of Swords, and the 10 of Pentacles. No. You will not pass go. You will not collect $200. That's all I'm saying from that. It's someone here is not welcome in your garden. I know that sounds naughty, but it's not. 9 of Pentacles, as I often say, it's the garden of your own design. As you can see, we have an individual or solo figure here who's quite comfortable. No, there's a rough exit here. I grant you, it's really rough. I don't know when you did your world. For some of you, it literally is October. For some of you, it's a little prior to. I don't quite know. Perhaps you'll show me on clarification. But I can tell you it's done. It looks done, but somebody's kind of like looking at you with a mean eye. Like, why'd you exclude me? They're aware of the break. 5 of Pentacles. I see that one person here is subject to it. You left me out in the cold. You broke away from me. You abandoned me. You don't interact with me. You don't build into my world anymore. Or you don't share your world with me anymore. Okay, I am seeing lots of pentacles here, so this is very real. That tells me at some point you two had a very active community or a shared community or very similar endeavors, or perhaps your circle overlapped in many ways. There's a huge emphasis on I'm not in your world anymore, or you don't come hang out in mine anymore. I'm just stuck here looking at you with this feeling of being abandoned, cut off, lost, left alone to my own devices. I don't get access to you. I don't get access to you and your physical person, because there's a lot of physical here with the pentacle. I don't have access to your physical person or physical world anymore. And it's a kind of a small, mean eye. Why'd you exclude me? It tells me they haven't thought about it enough. You know? And then I see one person own that decision. This is my world, not yours. This is my world. I get to say who stays and goes. And Queen of Swords, that is the full possession of knowledge, which is different than the Page of Swords that suggests, I don't know anything, I'm too small to figure it out. So that's why they're associated with watching, or spying, or observation, if you will, is because the energy is so small, they have a small little mean eye watching. That's all they can do. Or that's what they believe they can do. It's like, I don't need any more insight. This is what I know, and I'm going to stick to it. Whereas the King, Queen of Swords go out of their way to learn something, become masters of the subject, and thus make their decisions appropriately. So somebody here shows me the appropriate level of decision-making. This is my Ten of Pentacles. It's behind my back. It's my world. I get to say who stays and goes. So I can see that you're showing me ownership. I made that decision, and someone else was subject to it. It's incredibly distinct. Incredibly distinct. They see you as the person. I don't have access to you, and you're like, this is my world I'm talking about, and I've excluded you from it. It wasn't just about me. Something like that. Oh, we're gonna definitely have to push on that one. Oh yeah, that's gonna get clarified a little further. Anyway, in October, I see them looking at you, and you are upholding your decision. For some of you, since this is future-oriented, October might be the last time you see them. And for others of you, it's already happened. It's an old cycle. It might be that October was the last time you saw them. Of what year, I couldn't say. Okay. Because it's such a distinct impression of physical presence versus none. Show me Scorpio November, please. Show me Scorpio, November. We'll have your reasons. They have their reasons for keep looking at you. Most of them have to do with hurt and breakage and abandonment, in the sense of you did this to me. Okay. All right. Show me Scorpio, November, please. Ace of Wands. Back up. Nine of Swords, Two of Cups. Yeah, okay. The Sun. Ace of Cups. Oh, to begin again. That is the question. To begin again. That is the question. Oh, okay. There's some little bit of worry there. That's normal. Whenever you hit a reset button like that, there's always going to be a little bit of anxiety about starting over again. And what does that look like? And is that something that you should be worried about, or something you should be open to? And what's the experience going to be like this time? And that's normal. Just don't let the fear consume you. I know if the fear will consume you, it's because you won't allow yourself to act on it, which means you still have some healing to do and you're not ready. The thing is that your emotional self is trying to wake up. So just to let you know, the heart and the mind are not always on board. And that's what I'm seeing here. Your heart actually would like to soften up and be receptive to some love energies. In fact, you've already kind of identified that as a happy thing. Yeah, that would make me happy. Steady, though. Seven of Pentacles. You're like, I don't want to rush into anything. I want something to be a slow build this time. I want to slowly fall in love. Again, your heart's already talking for you, but your mind's like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. So yeah, if the Nine of Swords is strong enough, it can keep us in check. It can convince us we're not ready, even though our feelings might be more apparent than our mind is. Okay, so we really need to resolve that conflict. But other than that, you can find your arguments pretty easily against. You can. And then you can also find your arguments, at least feeling-wise, as wise it might be a pro. The idea kind of low-key excites you. The idea of finding an equal partner, Two of Cups, yeah, that's pretty simple. Okay? Just having someone in your life that might be on the same page as you might be a nice start, right? But yeah, happiness to put your heart on the line again, and you can kind of see it slowly building. You can imagine all that. You have a feel for it. You've been through it before in your own way. But yeah, I'm curious to see how far that Nine of Swords takes you. Will you allow yourself to proceed? Open up to new? Build into a new pathway? Or are you going to hang back a little bit? You may not be ready. Okay? We'll take a look. But I can only see what's here, not what isn't, so it makes me wonder what's prompting that. Those two aces. Not random. Seven of Pentacles, no, that's pathway. Slow and steady there, which in this context makes sense. Okay. You want to feel the happiness unfolding. You want the love. You want the reassurance of it, that it unfolds at the same time and for two people. That it's not just a one Scorpio show, right? Okay. So again, I'm kind of wondering what's prompting that. Okay. I think you want to be in love again. It's just mentally, are you ready for it? All right. I see it all the time, honey. It's a tale as old as time. And some people will start exploring it, baby steps, and then that fear comes down. And other people are like, they try it with baby steps and they back the hell away. It's like, I'm not ready yet. You know? We'll see. But it seems to be really centering around your birth month. Okay. Show me Scorpio, please, in December. Nine of Wands, Five of Wands, the Knight of Swords. Ew. The Lovers, Four of Swords, Four Cups. Oh, shit. What's all that about? No. I'm sorry. I am a real person. I have real reactions. I'm just not flat-faced. I can't be a mayo reader, mayonnaise reader. I just can't. I can't. I have a real personality. My reactions are real. They really are. I used to get those questions if what I'm doing is scripted. Hell no. It's not scripted. That's not tarot, isn't it? That would be like a show on Netflix, maybe. Yeah. It would. No. God, that's way too much. Oh. Man, you ain't having it, though. At first, though, you ain't having it. But for some reason, the energy smoothed out a little more in December. So we'll get there when we get there. And, of course, the strong connections involved. Okay. Let's back up. So what? Okay. We'll get there. All right. Show me Scorpio's sun, please. You already gave me an idea of it. The idea of being open to love again. It makes your heart smile. You find comfort in it. You do. You still believe in it. You do. It's just take your time, right? So I already kind of get an idea of your sun. It's a simple form of happiness, right? To love and to know that it's being returned to you. That's it. That's all a Scorpio wants. Just let me know you're as crazy about me as I'm about you, and we'll get along fine. If you can't reassure me that way, well. The sun, show me the sun, please. And the moon. Nine of Cups, Judgment. Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, the Lovers. It's a sun you're not familiar with. You already have an idea that being open to love, new love specifically, might make you happy. Okay? It's a very gentle feeling. And you can kind of see it or feel it rather sitting like a smile in your heart. So that's a known source of happiness for you, potential happiness. The prospect. Here's what you don't know, honey. Okay? Yeah. The moon, Judgment, Nine of Cups. There is wish fulfillment building up in your direction. You're just not aware of it yet. It's a happiness you're not aware that will make you happy yet. The Lovers, Queen of Pentacles, Page of Cups. Yeah. But why is it such an angry entrance? Why is it such an angry? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know yet. You have no idea this form of happiness is building up for you in your direction. You have no idea. You have no idea it's building up behind the scenes. It's almost like a point that you're not supposed to know yet. Oh. You don't know it's going to make you happy yet. Well, reasonably, because by the time it shows up, it's automatically in conflict. So yeah, we're going to have to clarify that. You're resistant to it. You're resistant to that lover's connection. Like, you get out of here. I don't want nothing to do with you. Your lover's bullshit. What? I mean, you were adamant. And then things calm down a little bit. So it starts out with pressure, frustration, opposition. Like, I ain't having nothing to do with you. You get out of my face. I don't want... who the hell do you think you are? And then for some reason it comes down. It actually gets smoother, calmer. But yeah, no, there's an unexpected form of happiness building up for you. And it is building up. That is spiritual and emotional buildup. You're just not aware of it. It's under the moon. 9 of Cups. It's a form of wish fulfillment that you're not aware of yet. And judgment's behind it. It'll arrive when it's supposed to arrive. It'll be what it's supposed to be. And your acceptance or rejection of it is going to largely be on lessons you've learned about wish fulfillment and your worth and understanding your worth. And yeah, but there they are again. They're an unexpected form of happiness. However, like I said, you accepting it or rejecting it is going to come down to your own sense of self-worth. Is it worthy of you? Yes or no? So mad at it in December. Okay, we'll get there. I keep getting back to that. It's like, I don't care who the hell you are, who the hell you think you are. Why are you here? Like, okay, we'll get to that. Okay. You try to tell me you're my lover? What the hell? Okay. Show me the tower, please. If I dare look at this point. Show me the tower, please, for Scorpio. Nine of Swords, the frustration, the anxiety, the Knight of Cups. Okay, yeah. Because you're remembering them. 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, 8. That's where the fear is coming from. I mean, you know that, right? 9 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. Like I said, in November, you have that feeling. Maybe you'd like to open up to new love, but you kind of critically doubt your readiness mentally. Okay. And with that is tied up to your actual expression, the willingness to let it out, to explore it, to express it. Literally, inhibition right here. So the Knights are obviously associated with movement. They flow outside of us. They deliver our thinking, our feeling, our behaviors. They're not just always coming towards us. It's what we ourselves deliver unto others. This Knight of Swords is internal, of the self. Okay? Do you feel the prospects of new? And sometimes it makes you feel good. And you like the idea of it? Yeah. Does it scare you? Yeah. So guess what you have not let out to play? Okay? And you kind of critically doubt that you ever will. Will I ever be able to express myself in love or passion again? Romance or high positive energy again? Vulnerability and lightness. Will I ever be able to just go with the flow again? The Tower suggests that this is what you have been telling yourself up until this point. And I can see why. I'm not picking on you. I'm just pointing things out, that's all. Kind of stands to reason, and I'll tell you why. The last time you took action towards anything was that 5 of Pentacles. When you cut it out. You made it look so clean. You made it look so effortless. But everything has a consequence. What you made look very easy back here in October, or perhaps in Octobers of the yesteryears. I don't know how far back that is. I'm very curious about it. Anyway, 5. That's the last time you took action towards anything of intimacy. You said it was quite painful and you had to be cold. And you had to cut it off, almost like cold turkey. But it fucked with you. It fucked with you real bad. Particularly about being able to open up and take action towards anything ever again, more on the emotional side. Because you had to be cold cold and calculated with this one. The last time you took any sort of action was towards that break, the one who still looks at you with a small, mean eye on occasion. That's the last time you used your words in that way. You excluded them from your world, your garden. And yes, sometimes they look at you, but that's not the main show, I don't think. And that's why. And it's kind of like it really fucked with your confidence. Your mental confidence specifically about being able to open up and be vulnerable again. To show enthusiasm, to dare show passion again. You kept all that locked up inside you. And I have to insist, your heart is actually a lot more healed and ready than your mind is. We haven't gotten to that tower yet then. It hasn't occurred to you yet. Okay, that's the reason you felt so locked up on the inside. Whatever that is really shook your confidence and the ability to express yourself and to open up. Because that's what happened last time you did. And it was hard. It was painful. It kind of tells me you never thought you'd have to exclude this person from your world. But you found yourself in that position. Okay? I got you. So again, under your sun, that's one of the trickiest suns I've ever seen. Here's why I'm interested in it. Because with the sun and the moon, that almost always suggests divinity. Ooh. So whatever that is was meant to be. You're not aware of it yet. You will be in a couple of months. I just want you to be aware of your internal reactions. Why do you feel the need to push it away? Why are you automatically in a kind of contrary attitude towards it? Like, what? This is lover's bullshit. What are you talking about? You're not a form of wish fulfillment. What is this? It's something that you're meant to connect to. It's an unexpected source of happiness. And again, once more, just to recap, your willingness to accept it or reject it is going to come down to your lessons of worth. Okay? So honey, that's the $1 million question at this point. Is this person of your worth? Because you went in there and just started almost, hell no, I'm going to attack you. What? It's almost alien to, isn't it? It feels almost alien to you. Okay. It's unknown source of happiness, wish fulfillment. This you're familiar with. And I can see where it shook your confidence, but it's a tower you haven't had insight to yet. You will. Okay? You will. It'll make sense to you soon enough. All right. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Yeah. Excuse me one moment. For those of you who hate the sound of sipping, I get it, but feel free to turn down your volume. Better. Okay. Show me more about October, please. The Emperor. 7 of Wands. The Moon. Oh. Okay. What else, please? The Empress. Oh, the Lovers. The Magician. Yeah, okay. You wanted more. I don't think, it's funny, you've been manifesting a lover, a strong one that you can really claim and be part of. It's just by the time it arrives, it's almost like you don't believe it because you have this phenomenal reaction, like I need to reject it, I don't trust it. And that's because right now you still don't trust yourself to be open and available. So it kind of makes sense. All the more reason why we need to figure this out, guys, because it's going to be an unexpected form of wish fulfillment. In other words, whoever this is, they're not who you expect. They're not your type, which is good. I don't want you to fall for any more types because types is where you get typecast into the same situations and scenarios over and over again. Stop falling for types and know the difference between types and boundaries and standards. They're not the same thing. Okay? You parted ways with a type, something that you were very familiar with. They never had any intention of taking this anywhere, but they still, for some reason, expected to be part of your life. This is someone who said they're your equal, except they weren't. If you didn't end this, they were gonna. Okay? So I don't know where they get off looking at you at present day, wondering why you cut them off. They had no intention of letting you further into their life. The Emperor, 7 of Wands, the Moon. So I don't know what the point of that was. I don't know where they look at you with a small eye that's resentful sometimes. Scorpio cut me off. Scorpio cut me out of life. They had no intention of claiming you as their Empress. Okay? You wanted a connection of empowerment. They presented as an equal, but with no intention of letting you know that they were blocking whatever this was. I just get that feeling if you hadn't cut this off, they were going to eventually and not tell you or something. Okay? You two might be equals, but you're not each other's equals. I know that. You are always wanting more. I think what you're being delivered is the lover that you deserve, not whatever this pretended to be. It was almost unspoken in this person's energy. I will let Scorpio go so far, but ultimately it's going to be blocked. If you hadn't disconnected this, they would have done. This is someone whose intentions you never really fully understood, that tried to speak to empowerment and strength, but at the same time was never really revealing about who they are, what they had intent for you. At some point you cut them out. Enough was enough. So I don't understand why they still look at you. I have no idea. Maybe it's because you beat them to the punchline. Maybe they're butt sore for that. I bet you did. I bet you did beat them to the punchline. This is someone who's made it very clear that they have skills, they have strength, they have empowerment. They can be steadfast, they can make decisions, but they never let you in on what they were doing, thinking, or feeling, and you get the results that you get. You gave me nothing, therefore I'm giving back to you what you deserve. You are now excluded. I don't know what you want. And you're right, you didn't. They kept a big part of who they were hidden, secret. I think you just beat him to the punchline, honey. But that didn't keep your spirit. Now, this is what I really want you to be mindful of, because as far as I'm concerned, that storyline's discontinued. Done, okay? This is what I mean when we jump subjects. That storyline, as far as I'm concerned, is done. It's done. It's disconnected. It's worlded. You have a firm mind on the subject, and that's why you're saying you're shaky to this day, is because the last time you took action in any sort of intimate direction was towards then to cut them off. That's it. That's why. Your tower makes sense. You'll learn more about that for yourself in November. Feel it specifically. But that didn't keep your spirit from manifesting more. So this is what I tell people. Be aware of your manifestations, no matter how small it seems to you, or inauthentic, or it's like disbelief. There's no way. Yeah, I want that, but yeah, there's no way. That doesn't mean universe wasn't listening. Okay? You wanted more. You wanted a stronger lover, something that was real, something that would actually show clemency towards the connection, not just spend all their time rejecting it or denying it. Okay? No, you've been manifesting that, and the universe is delivering you a strong connection that you didn't know would make you happy and might be very different than what you're used to. So that's what I'm saying. Because the pushback you have on that is almost unreal. It's like you don't trust it, or I don't know. Let's get to that. But I want it noted. I want it noted on you right now. Scorpio, take notation. You've been manifesting a strong lover's connection. And it's coming. It is coming. It is coming. It's not going to be in the way that you expect. It's going to be an unexpected form of wish fulfillment and source of happiness. But it is indeed the strong connection, and your willingness to choose it or reject it. Is this what you really want? Okay. Is it a good measure of your self-worth? Okay, let's go ahead and press on November, where I see your heart very soft, actually, and more ready than your mind is. Oh, Yours has got the complicated label today. We got the stamp. We got the rubber stamp. Complicated. Wow. I don't blame you. You know what? You, like I said, you get what you give. They never really made it clear what their intentions were with you, and that was purposely put under the moon. So you gave them back what they gave to you, which was nothing. You excluded them from your world. So I don't know where they get off casting an eye on you with resentment and smallness. They know what they did. They know what they didn't do. They never really wanted you to understand what their intentions were because they probably had none, and they didn't want you to know that either. So again, I don't know where the Emperor in 7 was someone with intent. It's under the moon. I never really want you to know what I'm doing. Okay, so you get back what you put in. Okay, excuse me, the High Priestess, Six of Pentacles, the Star. You just have a feeling right now that the love stuff aside, the way it's kind of opening up for you in the heart, put that aside. Okay, I'm glad it's there. It feels good. It feels gentle. It feels peaceful. But you're saying intuitively you feel your focus should be your larger goals, dreams, and aspirations, stuff that actually makes sense to you. And I get that. Six of Pentacles is minding my own business, but it's all stuff that's important to you. You're saying it's all part of a larger goal package that's already in place. So while love is important to you, and yes, you can see it as being a potential form of happiness for you. You're like, what really matters right now intuitively, and I'm not going to argue with it because you're correct. In November, you're saying your focus is on pre-existing balances that aim towards a larger goal. It's like, that's it. That's what's important to me, focusing on priorities. And intuitively you feel this. But while you're out there living life and maintaining your balances, please note that that's when your tower is most likely to happen, and that's an internal tower. One that's going to push back on that Nine of Swords, where that fear and anxiety is coming from, because it's the last time you took action towards something, it hurt. Okay? And that was the last time you tried to be intimate or emotionally expressive or passionately expressive. And I know in many ways you tell yourself, I regret that, I wish I could take it all back. How you were expressive with them or vulnerable with them or passionate with them, but you can't. And that should not keep you from your sunshine and happiness, okay? I want you to see how that's been very inhibiting in you. There's nothing wrong with what you felt. But if it gives you any solace, the last thing you did right with them was cut them off. They never wanted you to understand what their intentions were, so again, they got what they deserved, okay? Nothing. Okay. Now, let's take a look at you in December, because look at that anger. Look at that pissy. You were so kind of pissy right there. I'm sorry, that is pissy energy. 9 of Wands, 5 of Wands, Knight of Swords. It's like, oh, I'm going to take care of that. I don't know what this is. It's almost like you feel threatened, and maybe you do. Maybe you do. But then it starts to even out. The Lovers, 4 Swords, 4 Cups. Okay? And maybe you do. There's that 4 of Cups, disappointment, 3 of Wands, and Justice. You see, I know. It's for that disappointment, honey. For years of disappointment and waiting, let's be real. They just told me you were waiting for a long time. For that to make more sense, for that to make its intent any more clear to you. I get it. So again, if it gives you any solace, the last action you took towards them was the right one. You cut it off. On the outset, it didn't look like an emotional relationship at all. But then again, they never ever let on their intentions towards you, so why the hell would it? It's like, okay, you want to treat this like a business transaction? I know you, you know me. I guess we don't need to be in each other's worlds then. Because it was very straightforward, but I see how much it crippled you, because it's like, that's the last time you were vulnerable with somebody. Anyway, but that didn't keep your spirit from manifesting, so please be aware of that. Because your manifestation is coming true. It will not be what you think it is. It will not be with who you think it is. It'll be someone very different. And different's what you need here. Okay? But after all that time of disappointment and waiting, for the emotionality to make sense between you and that person. It never did. You will have justice. Things will make sense. You'll have your karma. You'll have your balance. But at first, I see you spending energy trying to reject it. Most likely out of fear. And anger. Confrontation. I don't quite know. But you seem to have a fear response to that strong connection. I can see why. It's unexpected. Hold on. That devil. The tower. Yeah. Queen of Swords. No. No. Yeah, no, it's not a bad pattern. It's not a fear pattern. It's not a relationship pattern. It's not a strong connection pattern. Let's do away with that thinking. At the tower, the devil, it doesn't mean you any harm. You're showing me a fear reaction. And then the tower says, no, it's not bad. It's not like that. It's someone whom you can trust and someone whom is safe. You'll see that for yourself sooner rather than later. Did I not tell you things will start to even out? If you give it a chance. If you give it a chance. That reaction you had was wild, and I think it was largely based on fear. Yes. Are you just, same shit, different day? You're probably just like any other lover I've ever met. You want a taste, but you don't want the real deal. Get out of here. I don't know. But no. This is what you deserve. There's that 4 of Cups. Being nullified and healed in connection to them. This is not like you've dealt with before. It's different. It's not unhealthy. In fact, when I see you not rejecting them, you start to feel better. Safer. It is not bad. It's not a pattern connection. It's different. No. In fact, you find it very comforting. It kind of eases your heart a little bit. The healing. Okay. This one's tricky. I think one of the things that's making it so complicated there in December is because I haven't seen enough healing for you. You had your insight in November about why you've been so inhibited. But the way you had such a strong reaction to that connection, this could be bad, get away from me, I don't know you, I don't understand, no, it's like I'm not having this. And then it starts to smooth little by little, degrees by degrees, is your willingness to trust and open up to it, even if it's just a little bit. I told you your heart was more prepared than your mind was. That was very much a distinct feature here for the Scorpio I saw. Again, if there was more healing. I see that you chose to focus on your balances, which was good. That was a good move. That was healthy for you. But there are so many things in here that are unaddressed. Okay. All I can tell you is it's not bad. And it helps you heal. And it feels correct. After that, I don't know. That's a longer reading. That's another reading. That's January, February, March, maybe. But tarot's a proof of choice, not the absence of it. You get to choose. Okay? You know you want love again. Perhaps this is coming through sooner than expected. Perhaps you thought it was reiteration of the same problem and you had just gotten out of that. Who knows? But I think largely, by and large, your fears, your anxieties about the last time you took action towards any sort of intimate connection and what it amounted to, there hasn't been enough healing around that. I didn't see temperance for you once, or the hermit. Okay. But I did see an open and direct plea to the universe for a strong lover's connection, which technically does come your way. And this is what I tell people about all the manifestations. We have to be aware of them because the universe has a way of delivering them. To see if we're ready. Perhaps we're not ready. For you, it seems to be a little bit of both. You were both ready emotionally, but not ready mentally. You spent half your time fighting it as soon as it arrived. And then it starts to calm down when you realize it's not bad. Okay? And I did say, I called it right here in your potential sun. Your choice, your willingness to choose this or reject it is going to come down to your direct pipeline of lessons learned about what your worth is. Okay? I would advocate more healing for you, particularly here in November. So much going on. Wow. Birth, number 4. The rebirth of you, I think. This would be the time. Close enough. Rebirth, transformation, all that jazz. What better season than our season, am I right? But the beginning of something. Tentative, fragile, new. But universal energies brings you opportunity and possibility. Yeah. It's the birth of something new, but again, it's so fragile. Okay. Number 4. Oh, okay. Celebrations 5, but rejoice. It's still a time for rejoice. It's the birth of something new. It's celebration, but it seems to kick off with some friction there again. I think it was a fear reaction I saw. I know when something comes waltzing in that strong, it can kick off all sorts of bells, and some people can be immediately attracted to it. Oh my God, what is this? I got to figure out what this is. Oh my God, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? Okay? And other people can have a very strong reaction. Get this the hell away from me. I don't, what? But it was the willingness to fight. But in that process of defending yourself and arguing and Knight of Swords, at some point you start to feel better in their company. And it's like, oh, this isn't a bad thing. This isn't a pattern. This isn't someone trying to attack me or use me or something like that. It's still a time of celebration. It's the birth of something. It's the beginning of something. I would tell you, yeah, your intuition, absolutely. Your balances are priority. Maintain those. You have higher reaching goals attached to your 6 of Pentacles. I get that. But more healing, particularly around that Knight of Swords, that fear of opening up. Again, you don't have to choose love. Whatever that is determined to be around long enough for you to understand if you want to participate in it. But if you're not ready, you're not ready. I'm telling you, I read what's here, not what isn't. You just had a very strong reaction to that opportunity. That's all I'm saying. Very strong. It's, I don't know how it you ever been in that situation where you're just, I don't know, something's not going right. Let's take the classic scenario of love, because that's what a lot of people identify with in a lot of tarot readings. It is what it is. I know the truth of it. And let's say you have broken up with somebody. I don't know what kind of... We talked about it. I described it as best I could. Point is, you personally identified as, this is what happened the last time I tried to open up and be vulnerable and passionate. And I end up having to cut it off in the same breath. Right. And then let's say you go to, like, say, a holiday party, because we're entering the holiday season for a lot of people in North America, or just wherever the hell you are. We're entering holiday season. And, you know, and people are wanting to talk to you, and you just feel like disconnected. No. And then there's that one person you're like, why are you looking at me? Why are we making eye contact right now? What is this? I don't know what this is. No. And you just feel the need to reject. And it's a strong feeling, and you're irritated and you're agitated because you're feeling like some reason it feels confrontational, and there's no reason it should be. You've never met that person before. And I think that's more or less what you're going to experience here. Something that's confrontational. And you push against it immediately. And yet, for some reason, you decide to connect to it long enough that you find it soothing and non-threatening. And that's the only time I really see you start to heal in a more conscious way. Yours was tricky. Okay, yours was tricky. I thought I saw some tricky ones today. Yours was really tricky. Scorpio, like always, I only do complicated. Well, I hope you're ready for a little bit of the unexpected, a touch of magic, if you will, touch of help from the universe. All right, two Z's. How about that? Two Z's, N, M, I, and D. We have the key. Yes, you have the key. You absolutely have the key. You've already used it once powerfully in your opening, and you have the key again when things get real over here as well. To lock and unlock any particular situation, you do have the key in your pocket. It's just when things get stressful or real, we get to... Well, it seems we conveniently forget that we have the key in our pocket, but no. You know, we can be the jailee or the jailer. You know, you got to remember you have the key in your pocket. Okay, music. Some of you, that's your profession, that's your hobby, that's how you tune, okay? Into the divine, or you get in touch with your intuitive flow. Music is that way for a lot of people, so continue on with that practice. It will help. Okay. All right, Scorpio, honey. I know. Here we are, 46, almost 47 minutes into this. People are like, why can't you just tell me the end result? I did as best I could. Do you see how complex human beings are? Some of you will choose this flawlessly, no problem. You'll feel it. You'll understand it's your balance. Okay. You'll understand that this strong connection will balance against what you experienced in the past as inauthentic versus what's really powerfully, you're, very powerfully connected to. This one connected to reality, but there was no spiritual, emotional, anything behind it. That's why I find it so concerning. I did see it from you and it stressed you out. But they never had their intents clear to you, ever. So again, I have to insist, they got what they deserve. Okay? You want to stand here in my circle, but also reject it simultaneously. You get nothing. You wanted something real. The universe delivered it to you. Perhaps it's faster or sooner than you anticipated, and that might explain why you immediately chafed, like, what the hell is this? Or it might be that it's just you haven't done enough healing, even if time isn't an issue. But I have to say, I saw your heart speak for you. Okay, back in November. Everything else is the sound and fury of fears. Unaddressed wounds. Okay. But yeah, you get to choose. I want to emphasize that. Some of you will choose this seamlessly, flawlessly, smoothly. Others of you are going to give it a damn good fight. It kind of gave me that impression of a kid rejecting their vegetables. And you know what that is? The brain is hardwired to detect disgust. And it thinks it's saving us. But it's those vegetables that actually keep us healthy. You know? And once you register that this is not threatening, and this is not another showcase of patterns that you've experienced in the past, the tension comes down. The soothing effect starts to take over. That's enough. Get out of here with your complicated self. Go live life. Heal up. Take care of your balances, your priorities. I don't dispute what you did here. Not at all. It almost looked like you have some sort of shell shock when it comes to this, and I haven't fully recovered from it. I get you. You didn't do anything wrong. If anything, I think you were preserving yourself. And nevertheless, the only thing I really need you to understand is that you were manifesting more. A real lover's connection. The universe heard you. Ready or not, they heard you. What's up with the timing? Hell if I know. What judgment is what judgment is. It might be the prompt you needed to understand you have healing to do. Because we could accidentally, just as easily, accidentally reject this. Okay, so it might be a prompt or two for you to do your healing work. Think about that. That's enough. I hope this helped you. Put it in the comments. Take care. Be well.